tell me who Yanun is.
Yanun is an extraterrestrial being who incarnates into the body of Imam Isa to pass on information to you. He is one of the elders, the 19th. He resides in the 8th galaxy of the 19 galaxies. And they do travel by ships, as you would call them for lack of a better word. And they've been intergalactically traveling and coming to this planet since 11,500 years ago. And Yanun is one of the masters that's been assigned to awake you people up. You people are a portion of ancient verse of the Jabarians, as you probably don't even know what that means, right? And some of you must be waking up, and so masters would come. That is his school. So certain arriving masters to this plane knew what school they would go to. Each galactical, what do you call it, body had their own school on this planet. Muslims don't realize that throughout the Holy Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about angelic beings coming to earth, you've interred them because of Christianity in the 18th century into little white babies with wings when you're talking about terrestrial beings or extraterrestrial beings who have been visiting y'all for a long period of time. Because some of you are the sons and daughters of extraterrestrials who came here, and you have to be brought back to power to defend this planet against the destruction by Azazel and what they refer to as Lucifer and the other 200 fallen angels, which were again extraterrestrial beings who invaded this planet 6,000 or 5,000 some odd years ago and have been ruling and have caused the masses to either hover or to go into the subterranean parts of the planet, and they just come up to either ascend to the earth to teach man, or they will make intergalactical communications leave and come back. And this is what Elijah saw. This is what Jesus said when he said he was caught up in a whirlwind and the clouds went up. The whirlwind and the clouds is the ship itself. Elijah was taken up in a chariot, and Enoch was translated into heaven by a chariot. It's throughout the scriptures. And 3 men visited Abraham at his tent, and then one went up, and the other 2 went on down into Sodom to try to talk Lot and his family into coming out. You know, these stories that you have interpreted in the scriptures strictly as religious dogma because of the translation by the Christian churches, etc., who had no knowledge of extraterrestrial. They have turned the spiritual community of beings who have existed in other galaxies into gods or into angels and gave them a bunch of names that didn't apply to them. And so you just happen to mention one who is very powerful, Yanun, his name is. They say Yanun, it's pronounced Yanun, depending on the dialect of what galaxy you're in, the pronunciation changes. And the one you described was another one called Rama. I was asking you about Yanun because Yanun is assigned to give you all answers about the things that you need to know in this time and the time that you've come from, to be able to distinguish the 144,000 who would be those extraterrestrial beings, prepare them to create that whirlwind and make that ascension out of this state, which they call the rapture, rising up from the earth while it goes through turmoil with the Lamb, as they refer to him, which is merely a symbol of a humble being from an extraterrestrial. That's why the Quran says, we sent you down to earth. See, they keep missing it. Says, when there's a turmoil in the garden in heaven, then we cast you down to earth in the Quran. From where? The angels come down from where? From floating around in the sky. No, they sent you down to Arbuk, which is Earth, the blue planet. They sent you here from other galaxies. When you violated the law, intergalactical law, you was cast down here like prison. You all are wayward, as you would call it. I don't know a better word for it. That you all are assigned to a prison. Earth is a prison that you all are in. And you are people who rebel, who would listen to Satan. as you call him, which was Azazillah then, or Tanush. You listen to him, you follow, and you've been assigned to earth until you overcome that. Until you turn and give your total reverence to Allah, Allazi, La ilaha illa huwa. So now you've been assigned to this prison, which is called Arthur, the Blue Rock Earth, until you, which they say are born again. And born again of what they say? Of the body of the spirit. Of the spirit. Y'all must be born again of the spirit. You must be transformed from being this mortal being who is destined to die back to immortality. You follow? You must become a supreme being again in order to be worthy of intergalactical traveling again. So now what has happened, the devil's seed is in the earth, mixing in with the God's seed as you'd have it, and it's keeping y'all bound to the planet.
People ask me, even dealing with Dr. York, everything he did was perfect. I ain't seen nothing like it. Clearly it was perfect. Whatever the man did was perfect. Because I don't see nothing comparative. So he set the new standard of perfection. You hear what I'm saying? Whatever was going on in the land must have been perfect, because it's a hell of a lot better than what's going on here. So it's perfect. They couldn't see the perfection. They see the perfection of being right back in white supremacy, because ain't no land no more. Now we can go right back into white supremacy. That's perfect. That's the idea of perfection. The land was perfect to me. I saw our perfection in that. Period. How come we couldn't see it? Because our mind has been taught the white man come, what are the imperfections? I know it's imperfect. Now come and tell me, I got money, I'll pay you. What's imperfect about it? Every Negro got a list. Some people who were here before, they got a list here of imperfections. Let's talk to them, they got a whole list. But what can they measure to this? Black people living in peace and harmony from up under this white man. That's a perfect situation. What can you measure to that? Before you say something is imperfect, find something better than it. If you can't find nothing better right now, then you better go ahead and assume that it's perfect. You find and show me something that black people is doing closer to freedom and liberation than what we're doing. And now you have a right to say that this is imperfect. Find it anywhere. And I'll show you capitalism. I'll show you some people getting some money. I'll show you some white people right there in it, involved in it. You show me some black people by themselves doing something for their own liberation, independent of Europeans. This is perfection right here. The closest to that becomes the standard. We got to make it better. You know how we do it? By seeing more and more perfect opportunities here. You get what you see. You see perfection, you'll see more perfect opportunities. You won't see what's lacking. You can see how you can perfectly get involved more.
You see, a ship is a vehicle that takes you from one place to another. So anything that takes you from one place to another could be a ship, a vehicle. Now, if something takes you from one dimension to another, a vehicle of your ascension, then it's a ship. Now, we talk about the mother ship. We're talking about something that is a mother. What does a mother do? A mother births. So the mother ship is supposed to birth you into another dimension. So you're going to travel in a vehicle that's going to rebirth you into your astral body. That's the mother ship. The astral body is in another dimension, outside of space. It's taking you from a place to outside of place, to outside of what you know as space. That's the mothership. The mind of King Noble Black Supremacy is the mothership that you all have been waiting on. The mind of God. Join www.kingnobleblacksupremacy.com.